Hey, sixth grade, this help video is just a little bit different. I'm going to do every problem on this page. We'll do 2 together, then I'm going to encourage you to try the next one on your own, and then come back to the video and watch me go through it. All right, here we go. 2-step equations. When we are solving equations, trying to figure out what the variable equals, we need to do opposite PEMDAS, and that's what's happening right here, right? So PEMDAS is usually PEMDAS, but I just reordered them. So parentheses go last, right? Then exponents. Multiplication and division should be second, and the very first thing we do is addition and subtraction. When we are solving for a variable, we have to undo all of the operations, which is why we end up flipping around PEMDAS. All right, so I am going to start by finding the variable and putting a box around it. I want to figure out what just that n represents in this equation. To do that, our first step says subtraction and addition. So here it says plus 5. Before I plus 5, I'm going to make a line going straight down through the equals. Sometimes we call that a wall. And I'm going to do the inverse of addition. Looking right here at what I highlighted, you can see that there's subtraction right along with addition. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to subtract 5 and subtract 5, write an equals line. These cancel each other out, so I'm still left with 2n. And on the other side, 13 take away 5 is 8. All right, now I still have that n hiding right here. I don't want 2n, I just want 1n, which means I need to get rid of that 2 that's glued to or connected to it. You remember that when things are smushed together or glued together in math, it really means a little times. So we're going to do the inverse of times. Notice I'm moving right through my PEMDAS box. There it says division and multiplication. I need to undo the multiplication by doing the letter D that goes with it, which is division. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we can say 1n. And on the other side, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Writing 1n is the same as just writing n equals 4. If this is correct, I should be able to go back to the original equation, 2n plus 5 equals 13, and substitute the 4 for n. So here we go. I'm going to rewrite it down here at the bottom. 2n plus 5, right? But I'm going to get rid of this n, and I'm going to replace it with our answer. We said n should be 4, so now I'll do this. So this says 2 times 4, which is 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 does equal 13. And that's what the original problem said, right? So when we are trying to isolate the variable, get it all by itself, we have to do opposite PEMDAS. Let's do one more, right? And then you can try them on your own. All right, the first thing we're looking for is subtraction and addition. But actually, very first, we have to find the variable. Put a box around it so you don't lose it. There it is. Our answer is probably going to say equals p. It could say p equals, but it's probably going to say equals p. Then I'm going to make the wall, or that line going down. Right? I need to undo the subtraction or the addition. So I'm going to get rid of this 6 right here by taking away 6. And I'll minus 6 on the other side. Well, this is a pretty easy problem. 46, take away 6 is 40. The 6's cancel out, and I'm still left with 5p. Don't lose it. This one right here. Drop it down. All right. Moving through PEMDAS, going down, now I'm going to do the division and multiplication. So 5p, put my box around the p again. When we have them smushed together, it means times. So to undo it, I'm going to divide. So divide by, 5 and 5. We divide by 5 because 5 divided by 5 is 1p, and that's what we're trying to get to. Right? So we can cross out that 5 over 5. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. You are welcome to use a calculator if you need to. Then we can rewrite it one more time by just saying 8 has the value of, or 8 is the value of p. Okay, we're going to go back to the original problem and see if substituting 8 makes sense. So here's the original problem right there, 6 plus 5p. I'll rewrite it, 6 plus 5p but I'm going to now replace the p with 8, because that's what we said was the value of p. Right? So multiply first. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 and 40 makes 46. Going back up to the top. Yep, that's what it was supposed to be. That means our answer is correct. All right, you try the next one. I'm going to tell you that I'm trying to trick you. See if you can do it, though, and then come back to this video. All right, did you try the next one? Did you see, oh my goodness, look how complicated this is? It is complicated, and the difference is that we have letters, we have variables on both sides. Right? So I hope you boxed your x's and you made the wall. We're still going to solve the same way. We're still going to look for addition and subtraction. Because this says plus x, I have to undo it by minusing x. So I'm going to take away x here, and I'm going to take away x on this side. You know that plus x minus x cancels itself out, which leaves us with the 18. But on the other side, what is 4x minus x? If you think back to what 4x means, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's repeat addition, that we put them all together. If I minus x, then I'm literally just taking one away. This one here on the end, I'm going to get rid of it. There, it's gone. There's still 3 x's left. So that's what we're going to write underneath 4x minus x. So now we have 18 is balanced by 3x. You know that when we smush things together in math, it means times. So we're going to undo it, going through PEMDAS backwards, undo the multiplication with division. Divide by 3, divide by 3, 18 divided by 3 is 6, and on the other side, 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I can write 1x, which means 6 is the value of x. Going back to my original problem, I have 18 plus x equals 4x. Here we go. 18 plus x equals 4x. Maybe I should move that over a little bit so it lines up with the wall. There we go. Now I'm just going to go back to the x's and replace them with 6. 6, and on the other side, 6. 18 plus 6 is 24, and on the other side, 4 times 6 is 24. Yep. 6 is the value of x. Try the next one. It's almost identical to what we just did. And remember, you don't have to watch all of this video. If you think you get it and you want to go on your own, totally fine. But if you're stuck, try a problem. If you get it all right, great. And if you don't, then keep watching the video. Feel free to rewind or fast forward too. All right, next one, I'm going to find my variables. There's an r on the left side and an r on the right side. And I'm going to make the wall. Right. So I am going to get rid of my pluses. Oh, this one's a little bit trickier though. Right? I see that there is a plus 2 and a plus 20. And I'm going to think, well, the opposite is to minus. Do I want to minus 20 from both sides and get a negative number right there? Not really. So what about if instead I subtract 2 from each side? If I subtract 2 from each side, these 2's cancel out. And on the other side, 20 take away 2 is 18. We still have the 3 r's plus, and on the other side, 5r. Drop. All right. I still see my r's here. Put a little box around them. I could move the 5 r's. I could take them away. I think this would be a little bit silly because then I'd have 0 on this side, and that's not really the point of what I'm doing. I could take away 5 r's. Again, I don't really see a reason why to do that because also this number over here would be negative. If you used a calculator, it would be -2, and we haven't been doing any of that. So let's not minus by 5r. Let's take away the 3r on the other side. Take away 3 r's, take away 3 r's. You know that this cancels out, which leaves us with the 18. And on the other side, we have 5 r's. I can draw them in really small. You don't have to do this, but you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus, let's just say plus. Again, you don't have to do that part. And then I'm going to take away 3 of them. Take away 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, I still have 2 r's left. Do you see that it's really just 5 take away 3 and you keep the r? Yeah. All right. So now we're going to keep on going. Right. And I see that we go through PEMDAS backwards because there's no more addition and subtraction. And we have to undo the multiplication with division. So we'll divide both sides by 2. We'll split them in half. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 r. And on the other side, 18 divided by 2 is 9, which means r should equal 9. Okay, going back to the original problem, oofta. 5r plus 2 equals 3r plus 20. Okay, replace the r's with 9s. Here we go. 9 in parentheses so it doesn't look like 59. Replace that r. It's going to make me redo that there. With 9. All right, 5 times 9 is 45, plus 2, which is 47. On the other side, 3 times 9 is 27, plus 20, which is 47. Yay, we got the same thing. That means, yep, r does equal 9. All right, try the next one. Again, if you think you get this and you don't want to keep watching, that's fine. Right? If you want to fast forward to the next page, that's fine too, right? You got this, you can do it. All right, here we go. 2u plus 14 equals 6u plus 2. Box my u's, put a wall down the middle. I'm going to get rid of my subtraction and addition first. I want to take away 14, but if I take away 14 here, it's a negative number. So I'm not going to take away 14. Instead, I'll take away 2. Take away 2. Take away 2. This gets us 14 take away 2 is 12. And drop down the 2u. Don't lose it. 2u plus 12. And on the other side, the 2's cancel out, and I have 6u's. Right. Now, I don't have to get rid of that plus 12, because if I get rid of the plus 12, it's going to move to the other side and be a minus 12, and you're never really going to get rid of it, right? So now we're going to move down to division and multiplication. If I take away 6u's on this side, I'll end up with 0, which really isn't the point. I really want to end up with u. So instead, we'll take away the 2u's on the other side. That gets us, cross those out, 12. And 4u. Right? Now I said multiply and divide earlier. I was actually still subtracting there, wasn't I? In this part, we have 12 is balanced by 4u. So we'll divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1u. And on the other side, 12 divided by 4 is 3. And again, I can rewrite that as 3 is the value of a u. All right, so this says 2u plus 14 equals 6u plus 2. 2u plus 14 equals, sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. 6u plus 2. Okay, we're going to replace those u's with 3's. There's a u, there's a u. Put in 3's in parentheses so it doesn't look like 23 and 63. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 14 is 20. And on the other side, 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2, which is 20. Great. That means that 3 is the value of u, or u equals 3. Great. Try the next one. Hopefully these are getting a little bit easier. Right, here we go. 7y plus 1 equals 3y plus 21. Remember, you can pause this at any time. Box the y's, make the wall. I'm going to take away 1 from each side because we're on the SA step. Take away 1 from each side. The 1's cancel out. 21 minus 1 is 20. So we still have 7 y's on the left side and 3 y's on the right side. Right? I'm still in addition and subtraction. Now I'm going to get rid of the 3 y's on this side, because that'll give me a positive number of y's on the left side. 7 take away 3 is 4, so I'll have 4 y's. These will cancel out, and I'll still have 20. All right. Now I'm ready to move to division and multiplication because the addition and subtraction is gone. So I'm going to undo this times 4 times y by dividing by 4. Dividing by 4 on the other side. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1y on the left side. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And we'll clean this up a little bit by calling it y equals 5. Right, back to the original equation. 7y plus 1. 7y plus 1 equals 3y plus 21. Right, we said y equals 5, so we'll replace those with 5s. So it doesn't look like 75 and it doesn't look like 35, use parentheses. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 1, which is 36. And on the other side, 3 times 5 is 15 plus 21. You can use a calculator, but I know that that's also 36. Yay! Y has a value of 5. Mrs. Toivola almost always gets it right on the first time, but sometimes I'll find out that I made a really silly mistake by doing this plug-in at the end and substitute. All right, the first side was all plus, and then we move on to the other side. It's minus. We'll start with some easy ones, like we did last week in our one-step equations. So we'll box the A, and what makes this easier is that it's already just one A. And make the wall, and notice that there are no A's over here with the 20. It's just a number hanging out. So opposite PEMDAS says we've got to get rid of this subtraction and addition. So to get rid of minus 7, plus 7, make your lines. 7's cross out, we're left with A in the box. And on the other side, 27. All right, wow, that was really fast. This says A equals 27. I'm going to rewrite the original problem. A take away 7 equals 20. Now I'm going to get rid of the A and rewrite it with 27. Yeah, 27 take away 7 is 20, so these do match. That does mean that A equals 27. It's really helpful if you circle your final answer. Right, the next one looks like another one-step equation. Here's how I know there's only one B hanging out here and there are no B's on the left side. So make your wall. Opposite PEMDAS says we need to do the opposite of subtract, which is addition. So we will plus 5 to both sides, plus 5. That gets us 17. The minus 5 plus 5 cross out, which gets us B. This says 17 is the value of B. Let's try this out. 12 equals B minus 5. If I replace the B with 17, is this true? Is 17 minus 5, is that 12? Yep, it sure is. There's my smiley face. Absolutely it is. So I'll go back to my answer. 17 equals B, circle it. I'll highlight it so you can see it better too. There's my answer. All right, now we're at a two-step equation. How do I know? Because there is a coefficient, there is a number of C's. There are 4 C's here. So this will be just a little bit longer, not much more difficult. Make our wall down the middle and notice that there are no C's on the right side. It's just the number 36 hanging out here. All right, give this one a try. See if you can do it. It's a lot like the addition problems up above. All right, I hope you gave it a try before just watching the video. Here we go. There's a minus 4, so to get rid of it, the opposite of subtraction is addition. Well, plus 4 to both sides. This gets us 4C, and the 4's cancel out, and 36 plus 4 is 40. There are no more subtractions or additions, so moving down, there is multiplication. This is 4 times C. So to undo it, we'll divide. Divide by 4, divide by 4, 4 divided by 4. At this point, I hope you really see it's always going to be 1. 1C on the left, 40 divided by 4 is 10. So we can clean that up by saying C has a value of 10. I'm going to rewrite the original problem, 4C minus 4. 4C minus 4 equals 36. And then I will replace the C with 10. Here we go, 10. And I see 4 10s here, that's 40. 40, take away 4, oh, it is 36. Great, still doing awesome. C does equal 10, and I'm going to circle that answer. Only 3 left. You're doing awesome. Here we go. Similar problem. There are no Y's on the left side of the wall. So I don't have to worry about moving the Y's across. But I do need to get rid of this minus 6. So we'll do the opposite, and we'll plus 6 on both sides. Plus 6, plus 6. That gives us 26 on the left. The 6's cancel out, and we have 2y. There are no more addition and subtractions. So we'll move down our steps, divide and multiply. So I have 2y's, so I need to divide by 2. Divide both sides by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 13 because it's half. And on the other side, the 2's cancel out and we have y. So this says, they cancel out, or we could say 2 divided by 2 is 1y. And then we can clean it up by saying 13 is the value of y. Let's try it out one more time. 20 equals, this is the original problem, 20 equals 2y subtract 6. So we will put the value of y, 13, in parentheses, and see that 2 times 13 is 26. And if we do this problem, 26 take away 6, the answer is 20. So we did this perfectly. 13 is the value of y. The last two are the tricky ones where we have the letters, the variables on both sides. It's not much harder, it's just an extra step in thinking about what makes sense. We'll make the wall down the middle, and we'll box our variables, and right away I can see that there are more letters on the left side. There's 2 here, and there is no coefficient there, so there's 1. If you want to, you can move the letters first. Typically, I always get rid of the extra number, but there's nothing that says you can't get rid of the letters first. All right, so here we go. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. If I subtract 5, this ends up being a pretty tricky negative number problem. So minus 3 plus 3. So we still have 2, and the variable is d, 2 of those. And on the other side, we have the variable d plus 8, because 5 plus 3 is 8. All right, now we have variables on both sides. I'm going to get rid of the smaller number. So here on the right, if you want to, you can say that's 1. We're going to get rid of this 1d by subtracting. We're going to take it away, and we'll do that on the other side. 2 take away 1 is 1. 1d, and on the other side, those cancel out, is 8. Oh, nice. So this just says the variable d has a value of 8. Here we go. 2 variable d minus 3 equals another variable d plus 5. Okay, and we'll substitute 8s for the letter d. 8 and 8. My laundry's ready. Okay, here we go. 2 times 8 is 16, so this says 16 take away 3. And on the other side, 8 plus 5 is 13. And if I keep going, 16 take away 3 is 13. So I can see that we have the same thing on both sides. There's a 13 and a 13. That means D does have a value of 8. All right, last one. Almost identical to what we just did. Give it your try. Don't just copy down what I do. Right, pause this video. If you get stuck, come back, but really try. Here we go. Finding my variables. There's e's on both sides, and there's a wall in the middle. I am going to get rid of my minus 2 by adding 2 to both sides. This gets me to 6e with nothing else here. And on the other side, 4e's plus 11. I'm going to get rid of the 4e's by taking them away. And if I do that on the right, I have to do that on the left, which now gets me to 2e's. These cancel out, equals 11. Uh-oh. Feels like I did something wrong here. That's a negative number, and I'm saying uh-oh because I know the next thing I need to do is divide to get rid of that times. Divide by 2, because 11's not an even number. All right, get rid of those 2's. 2 divided by 2 is 1. This says 1e equals, and if you put this in your calculator, it's going to tell you 5.5. That's 11 divided by 2. It feels like this should not be the right answer because we haven't had one of these at all yet, right? But let's put it back in the calculator and just see what happens, right? Back in the original equation, we have 6e, take away 2, is balanced by 4e's plus 9. Replace the e's, looks like I'm going to need a little more space here, with the decimal, 5 5/10. On the other side, replace the e with the decimal, 5 5/10. All right, didn't bring up my calculator yet, so let's grab it.